Hey everyone, today I'll be making a Endless Space 2 guide on a DLC faction. We'll be talking about the second expansion, focusing on the Hissho and the new mechanic of Behemoths. And that's what the video will be on. Now if you're doing the DLC stuff, I'm guessing you know the basics of the game. So for this video, I'll be teaching you the rundown on Hissho, how they work, and a little bit about Behemoths. Now, I did a lot of Behemoth stuff, but I never maxed them out. Maxing out a Behemoth takes like 200 turns, so I never seen them fully maxed out. But I can give you like the basics. So yeah, I can give you a basic Behemoth guide. They're pretty hard. They're not, you can't make them and win. You have to really learn how to use them. And for the Hissho, I have a feeling this is going to be a long video, because the Hissho, there's a lot to talk about. So for let's say the Sophons. The Sophons, you want cold planets, you're good at science, and you're fast. And you suck at fighting. Those are the 4 things to remember. Cold, fast, science, suck at fighting. For the Hissho, it's actually like a long list of things to remember. And this video is going to be tough for me, because it is a long list. And it's going to be tough for me because gameplay is going to be pretty rough. So hopefully you like this guide. I've been getting a lot of support for these videos. They really like the simple version, so I'm making this in 2025. There hasn't been a Hissho video in a while, so I figured I want to throw my hat in the ring and make a Hissho guide. Now, I don't have as much hours as the next guy, but I did win with the Hissho, and I did learn everything about him. So I think I'm going to try and get my hat in the ring and give it a go. I do want to mention I have all the major DLCs unlocked, all the ones that add gameplay changes. So I have Awakening. I do have Awakening turned on. Awakening doesn't really do anything until turn 20, so really you don't have to worry about this DLC. I do have Hacking turned on. You can only really you can only hack empires, so there won't be any hacking until we run into another empire. And then I have these other 2. So yeah, in Behemoths, if you have the quest turned on, they don't really activate until around turn 11. So basically all the DLC stuff doesn't really activate until about turn 15 or so, which gives you time to set up. Anyways, Hissho. So these spaceships in the background are actually Awakening, the newest one. And right before I started recording, I actually won with these guys for the first time. So I now know how Neclom, I'm not sure how to say it. I want to say Neclom. I now know how they work, and I know how the Academy mechanic works. I did mess up a lot, so I'm not like a master at it, but I can teach you like the basics. I want to show you guys proof. So I won with the Neclom turn 212, and this was a 4-player mode. It was 2 against 2. It took 212 turns for me to win with the Neclom, and really the AI went all defense, and it took me like 50 turns to break it. So I would say I won around turn 160. And it took me 50 turns to break their defense. Anyways, Hissho, right? And Behemoth. I think I will show you this game I played. This one here. Because I have all the Behemoths upgraded. I don't want to spend like 10 hours upgrading them. This one here, they're already upgraded and ready to go. So I will start with the Hissho and then do a Behemoth breakdown. They're both pretty difficult. So I'm going to hit new game and talk about the Hissho. First thing I want to say is the Hissho is a reference to another endless game. So they're not really a new faction. Okay, so time to talk about the Hissho. The Hissho is the second military faction, which is a great change of pace because, well, really there's only two. You have the Cravers, which is a military faction, and you got the Hissho, which is a military faction. So now there's two of them in the game. And if you want to, you can count religion as a military faction because they have a bonus to war. So you can count these religious factions as military if you want, because they also get a bonus to waging war against someone. Alright, so Hissho has a very long list of things to talk about, and that's not even including the Behemoths. So I guess we'll get started on this. They have a cutscene, but their cutscene doesn't really explain much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip it. And they have a quest too, and their quest doesn't make a lot of sense. So Hissho in a whole, their story doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip the cutscene. Okay. So this is just saying I have the DLC turned on. I guess every time you turn it on and off, this will pop up.
Warriors,
I already read it before. Okay. So I guess the first thing we'll do is talk about the strengths and weaknesses. And this might take a while, because there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. They are a military faction, which means you want to fight. So you have to... I'll say this about Hissho. The first thing you really need to do is learn the combat system of Endless Space 2. And they do have a couple unique fighting mechanics. So not only do you need to learn the basics of fighting, the Hissho also have a couple things that make them different at fighting. So let's go ahead and talk about the strengths and weaknesses, and this will take a while. Okay, Hissho. So Hissho have a very interesting mechanic where instead of approval ratings, you have honor. The higher your honor, the more approval ratings you have. So Hissho are not affected by, let's say, a poison planet. Hissho will just jump onto a poison planet and be happy. So if Hissho, you don't really have to worry about bad planets because of this honor system. And if Hissho, you never really have to worry about revolts. So that's two things you never really have to worry about. You don't have to worry about bad planets, like at all. And you don't have to worry about revolutions, which is nice. So that's two mechanics you don't have to worry about with Hissho. This honor mechanic is going to take a while to talk about. because it's pretty deep. Let's talk about the Hissho themselves. Hissho, they give +1 manpower and +1 industry. Manpower is a pretty big deal, as it makes your soldiers better. It makes your soldiers better, or not your soldiers better. It makes your spaceships better. It gives you a bonus to attacking and defending. So really, in any form of combat, manpower helps you out. Anytime you fight, it costs manpower. So pretty good bonus. They also give you +1 industry. Industry is always good on any faction. So any faction at all. Oh wow. Hold on. We got a tundra planet, an Arctic. What, is that a lava? Whoa. Lava. Wow, this is actually a great start. Huh. And these two have positive effects. Wow, this is an amazing start. If I were to play this right now, I think I'd just win with these 3 planets. That is an amazing start. If you guys want to know what a good start looks like, it's this. So that is a crazy start. Sorry, the game is random, and I don't have control over this. I don't have control of what planets you get. And if I were to play right now, I think I just win with these planets. This is like the best ones you can get. Anyways, I got sidetracked. So you also get Elio. Elio says you get +1 politics on a hot planet. And we are on a hot planet. So you want to focus on, because of industry, you want to focus towards hotter planets with Hissho. Okay, so one thing to note is they're not cravers. They don't eat their planets. So there's no time limit. So that's pretty nice. And if we look at our approval rating, you'll notice our approval rating is actually swapped out for honor. And this honor can be spent. Really, you don't want your honor to be 20%. If it reaches 20%, it's kind of a game over. But reaching 20% is actually really hard. It's pretty difficult to get underneath 20%. So you're pretty much good to go. Alright, let's talk about strengths. Okay, I'm going to skip down to Sacred Tradition. Sacred Tradition, this lets you change your government without any feedback. There's no... So when you change your government, there's usually a 2-turn wait. And this says you don't have to worry about that. So let's say you go from a democracy to a republic. There's no 2-turn wait. That's what that says. Observance. Okay, this is the sacrifice mechanic. So if we click on our planet here, we can sacrifice. And this changes every election. So our sacrifice right now is 50% more money for 10 turns. And this will change every election. And you can actually do this over and over again. So you can get like 200% more money. Now really, as Hissho, there's not a whole lot to spend on. You're not a money faction. So this is really nice, but you're not a money faction. Okay, so that's the sacrifice mechanic. And that can be its own video, to be honest. There's like 5 different sacrifices, and each one does a different thing. There's like 5 of them. They cycle, and each one does its own thing. So you got to read all of them. Okay. Resource recovers. This means your mining is just really good. Now, my mining, they don't mean this. They don't mean this. This means mining. But this bonus is not for this. This is mining, but that's not what the bonus says. What the bonus says is, if we look at our screen here, we have a ship. And if we look at this ship right here, it comes with mining. And this gets a bonus. So when they say mining, they actually mean this. So to mine with this ship, the Behemoth, you want to click on this, is that like a star? You want to click on this star symbol, and this will take you to the planet screen. And you can only mine planets with like a ore on it. So you can see here. Oh, I guess the Hissho can mine any planet. So normally you can only mine planets with ore, but I guess with the Hissho they can mine any planet. So their mining is unique. So right now I can mine this planet that I don't have and still get all the resources that I would normally get. And this is really strong because this lets you get resources of a planet you don't own, which is really good. Hissho don't really have a resource issue because of this mining mechanic. Now, mining is really your only way of getting resources, so this is something you need to get good at. And mining is something that can get upgraded. So let me go ahead and show you that. If we look at this part of the screen right here, this one here is a mining upgrade. And this is very Hissho, so you want to get this. And this is a mining upgrade. This is the best one. So for Hissho, this is your main way of getting resources and spending resources. So this is your main, this is basically your win condition. If you want to win as Hissho, you really need to grab this. And you can see here that is locked off. So we need to work towards this side of the screen. But that is basically your win condition. And you'll notice this red circle. There's this red circle around us, and that's actually the mining ship. So if I were to move this mining ship right now, this red circle would move. And what this red circle means is you get more honor. That's all it means. So anytime you fight inside this circle, you get more honor. And what that means is you kind of want a Behemoth to be with you as you fight. Now this is not a, if we look at this Behemoth right here, it does 50 damage. So not really for fighting. You can't really use this as combat. So what we have to do is change this into a combat Behemoth, and that way we'll get more honor. And I believe this red circle can also be upgraded. If we go to this screen again, I believe there is a unique upgrade. I think it's this one. If you get this upgrade here, it will make the red circle better. You'll get more honor. And you can see the range is pretty generous. It's forward and backward. So it's a very generous mechanic. And with the hacking DLC, you can actually make this invisible. With the hacking DLC, you can make your Behemoth invisible. This will let you mine anything on the map. So making him invisible is, I think it's this one here. Fleet shielding. Fleet shielding will give you invisibility, and this will let you mine any planet you want, and you don't have to worry about getting attacked. You can mine for free, basically. You don't have to worry about borders or enemies or anything, and that's pretty strong. Now if you're invisible, you can't fight, so that's a downside. Really, with these Behemoths, you just never fight with them. These are not your main source of combat damage, but you can switch the weapons out to make them combat. Okay, so again, Hissho, a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a while. They are a military faction, which means you want to go to war with pretty much everyone. Now, Hissho had the power to be friends. You can be friends with them, but they gain resources by fighting. So with Hissho, you don't want to kill everything on the map, but you can. With Cravers, you do want to kill everything on the map, so that's the key difference. With Cravers, you want to kill anything that moves. With Hissho, you want to fight until you're strong enough to play, if that makes sense. And really, you don't have to be a military faction. What was the robot again? Robot's religious. So really, you don't have to be a military faction. You can switch it at the start of the game if you want. And honestly, with the honor system, there's actually no downside for picking a different government. So really, with Hissho, you can be any government you want. You can be military, you can be science, and there's no downside for that. Now, if you are a different faction, there would be a downside for switching your government. When you play Endless Space 2, you're pretty much forced to stick with your government. But with Hissho, you can actually change your government at a whim, which is pretty strong. Oh yeah, because you're using an honor mechanic, it's much easier to pass laws because there's no like politics. So laws for Hissho are pretty easy. Okay, Pirate Slayers. Pirate Slayers basically turns off pirate diplomacy if you're Hissho. And you also get a better reward if you kill them. And what this means is you basically want to farm pirates. So you'll see a big number on the screen, 11. In 11 turns, a new pirate will spawn. And you just kind of want to keep the pirates alive. But it does turn off this weakness. This is a downside. It does turn off pirate diplomacy, which is fine because Hissho are not a talking faction. It's going to be pretty hard to unlock talking with them. And what I mean by that is you have to unlock talking, which is this way here. You can see right here we don't have it right now. We don't have talking at the start of the game. That's something we have to unlock. Speaking of unlocking things, our science is bad. Our science is 12, which is terrible. Now for Hissho, there's actually no way to upgrade this. You will have 12 science forever. There's two ways to get science as Hissho. Mining. So if I mine this ice planet, I'll actually get science. So this planet here, see how it has 3 bars? This planet here has 3 bars of science. And if I were to mine it right now, my science would actually like double. And you can upgrade your mining. So you can double it, triple it, you can even quadruple your science. If I just hit this button right now, I could have 60 science, which is pretty good. Also, you mine ore, so this blue rock right here, I would also get that too. I'll get the blue rock and a bonus to science. Another way to get science is through laws and combat. So I believe Hissho start out with a card. They start out with take trophies. I don't think everyone has this card. They start out with take trophies, and take trophies is actually perfect for Hissho. So I'm actually going to go ahead and slap that on. So we start out at short range combat, and that's perfect. So now anytime we engage in short range combat, we will gain science. Now this is not a great way of earning science. Another way to earn science is through laws. So once our government becomes more experienced, we will unlock the ability to earn science through fighting. I don't think you have that at the start of the game. No, we don't have that at the start of the game. But eventually we will. So 2 ways of earning science is by fighting and by laws. Now that we're here, we can talk about government. So we are a dictatorship, and dictatorship is actually really nice because you can switch governments without any feedback. Instead of having a 30% chance of changing your government, it's now a 100% chance to change your government. I can actually click on this button and change my government for basically free, which is really strong. The power to change your government for free is actually incredibly strong. If we look at our ships here, now I keep saying combat, combat, combat. If we look at our ships here, you can see we start out with 100 damage, which is pretty good. Most people start out with 50. So at the start of the game, we actually have double damage. And the spaceship here is actually pretty solid. There's no real weaknesses. So our spaceships at the very start of the game are actually very solid. So for combat, it's pretty easy. And if you remember, we start out with +1 industry. This will make combat even easier. So combat for Hissho is very easy. This is something you won't struggle with. Oh yeah, one thing about honor is you can't run away. If you run away, you will take 30 points. You will get a penalty. So anytime you engage in a fight, you have to fight. You cannot run away. So what that means is if you have a big fleet, let's say you have 20 ships, and you run into something stronger than you. Let's say some guy has 22 ships, and they're just stronger than you, and you can't win the fight. You have to click fight. You can't retreat, because that 20 penalty to honor, that hurts a lot. As you can see right now, we're not gaining any honor. We earn honor through quests. Quests is, as of right now, to gain honor, we need to do quests. Alright, I kind of lost my track here. So our ships are good. Science through mining, we can upgrade that. Oh yeah, this ship, if we do absolutely nothing, if we do nothing, we get a bonus. That's something I should mention. If you build this ship, you get a bonus at the start, which is right here. You'll notice this symbol. This symbol says +10 resources to everything, except politics. But just having this ship near our planet gives us a bonus. I want to go back to the strength and weaknesses because I think there's still a lot to talk about. Honestly, this honor system could be its own video. It's a lot. Okay, Behemoth builders. So we have +1 Behemoth production limit. And what that means is we don't really need this. This unlocks the power to build Behemoths. And with this, this is a good thing. This is a good trait. So basically we can just skip that upgrade. It costs like 20 turns. It costs 20 turns to unlock Behemoths. And with this trait, we don't have to worry about it. So this is a pretty strong trait because we can just straight up skip an upgrade. So that's pretty good. Behemoth Discover. We start out with Behemoth. We start out with Xenologistics and rare Earth Foams. Let's see. It doesn't say it, but in the story, they're new to space travel. They never space traveled before. That's the story of the Hissho. And because they never explored space before, they cannot own planets. So as you can see right here, 1 out of 1. So something you need to know about Hissho is you cannot colonize another planet. So if Hissho, it's actually impossible to expand. You cannot expand with Hissho. Now if you look here, we start out with Expander. This spaceship here. This spaceship here gives us the power to expand. But if we look at here, we actually can't. We can't go over. We're at our max limit of planets. So even though we start out with a expander, we actually can't expand. So these 4 planets that we start out with, we're stuck with them. So these 4 planets, you'll see this for the rest of the game until you win. These are all you got. That's something to remember as Hissho, is your starting planet and these other 3 you're looking at. Those are the ones you'll have for the rest of the game, and you can't get any more. Now you might be thinking, how do I mine? How do I get red rocks? As you can see, my planet doesn't have any red rocks. Or what about flowers? My planet doesn't have any flowers. How do I upgrade my city? I need to upgrade my city, but I can't get flowers. You can actually mine flowers. So if we look at our mine again, with this we can get rocks that we don't actually control, and we can actually get flowers we don't actually control. So we can use this spaceship to get things we don't actually control, which is really good. When you take everything and put it together, I do think Hissho is a good faction, and I do think they're actually above average. I think I'd put Hissho in the top 5. I do think Hissho is a top 5 faction. Now, because you can't expand, and because of this honor system, I do think they're difficult to play as. If you're missing a resource, you don't earn it automatically. You have to get it manually. And that's what makes them difficult. So they are a difficult faction. They definitely earn the 3-star difficulty. I'll go ahead and talk about this honor system again. So the first one gives you a planet defense bonus. That's pretty good. This is really only useful if you get attacked. but if you get attacked, you pretty much win. So Hissho, very strong defense. War Banners. War Banners gives you a speed boost. This is pretty good at the start of the game. You can see this, it costs 3 honor, and it lasts for 10 turns. So that's actually it's not a bad thing to do this at the start of the game. And you can. You have the option of doing this at the start of the game. This will give all your spaceships, well no, it gives you your fleet. It gives your fleet a speed boost. So what I have to do is take my spaceships and put them into a fleet, a group, and then I can activate this and it'll give them a speed boost. And then you have this. This gives you plus 25 industry. That's really good. It's a % too, so that's really nice. And it also says you get 20% industry if you're next to a Behemoth. So really, this is like 50% industry boost. We can't do this right now, but it costs rocks. And we can get rocks the next turn. So we can actually activate this next turn. We can get 50% boost to our industry. And this will let us build anything. Order of the Red Blade. This is a defense boost to your spaceships. So this will help you out in a spaceship fight. So pretty much all of these are good. That's something to know. Oh yeah, one thing I want to mention of Hissho, because you can't expand, don't worry about like asteroid belts. Asteroid belts give you a bonus if you're next to it, but because you can't expand, don't worry about them. Now you can still get that bonus if you make a... You can still get an asteroid bonus if you make a science Behemoth. If you make a science Behemoth, you can actually get the asteroid bonus. So as of right now, don't worry about don't look for black holes, don't look for nebulas. As Hissho, just ignore that. You can't really benefit off that until we make our second Behemoth. So we do have a colonizer, but as you can see here, we can't actually colonize. And something to know is normally it takes 25 turns to get a planet, but with Hissho, it takes like 40 turns to get a planet. So not only can you not colonize, it also takes longer than everyone else. It takes them much longer to get a planet than everyone else. So really, with Hissho, you absolutely cannot colonize. So that's something to know. So I guess our first, if I were to play this gameplay, I would immediately look for the next empire. That way we can activate our military bonus. And when we fight, we get more honor. So really, at the very start of the game, we need to look for empire or pirates. Either pirates or an empire would be good. Now, because we have one planet, it takes us forever to make an army. You will have a small army with the Hissho. It's really hard to make a big army with the Hissho. So that's something to remember. If you do make a big army, it's very difficult to make it again, because you only have one planet. So if I were to play this gameplay, the first thing I would do is just get rid of the colonizer. We can't actually colonize. So this ship here is actually useless. I'm going to set it to explore, and I'm not going to keep track of it. If it dies, it dies. So I'm going to go ahead and hit auto explore, and I don't care about any planet. I just care about empires, and that's it. We got a unique planet off the bat, so that's pretty good. And I can show you this mining thing. So in 2 turns, we can activate Obsidian Eagle. So let's go ahead and do that. We can go ahead and activate Obsidian Eagle if we mine this. There we go. We can go ahead and mine that. And we can go ahead and get our curiosities, because why not? So as a Hissho, you can colonize, but not really. So don't worry about... you really don't have to worry about this spaceship right here. You'll pretty much never use it. Now we did just get a module, and that module is actually a big deal. So let me go ahead and look at that module. This module is actually a big deal. Oh, it's not on screen. Weird. Was I imagining that? Maybe I was imagining that. I thought we got a module. Oh well. Maybe I clicked too fast. Alright. Now for the Behemoth, you pretty much never move it, because if you move it, you lose your plus 10 resource bonus. So I'm just going to hit snooze. And if you hit snooze, you never have to click on it again. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit snooze. And I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Now mining takes about 10 turns. So in about 10 turns, we will have to mine again. And if you notice here, we have 20 science. So right here, we have 15 science. If you look at our planet, it says 15 science. But if you look at resources per turn, it says 35. See that? So when I mined, I now have double science. So mining is a big deal. It really is your win condition. Now everyone has access to this. This is not a Hissho thing. But Hissho start out with this. And because you can't colonize and expand, this is really your only way of getting resources. And really you can have as many Behemoths as you want, and you can have them all set to mine. Now one downside is you cannot mine controlled planets. So everything in the neutral area we can mine. But anything in a border, we can't. So we can mine until my opponent starts expanding. Okay. Looks like we only have 1 curiosity. So I guess what I'm gonna do is set this guy to explore. Now it's gonna take us a while before we fight anything. It's gonna take us a lot of turns before we actually go to combat. So this law right here, this law at the start of the game, is actually not useful. So I do want to get rid of it, because right now it's doing nothing. It's sitting there and doing nothing. So I do want to get rid of this law next election. Now Hissho start out with a special law. It's called Hashed at Home. And Hashed at Home is just nothing but a bonus. Hashed at Home is nothing but good. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. There's no downside to activating it, and it's only good. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Hashed at Home. I also have a hero. I forget what the hero is. Hero is a guardian. As a military faction, I really want to attack. But you can make him he can help out your planet. You can do either one. If you want him to help out your planet, you can. If you want him to fight, you can. I'm gonna have him set to fight, but I think later on I will have him help out my planet. Now the next hero we get, that'll be my actual fighter, if that makes sense. So this guy will be my fighter, but I do want to replace him after a while, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and change his ship. We're gonna change him into a support. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the guns. I'm gonna get rid of the guns and turn him into a support guy. So get rid of the guns, and we're gonna focus on movement and scouting. And we really need to find our next empire and kill it. Now, if Hissho, you can be friends with someone, but more times than not, you're just gonna kill it. If that makes sense. Alright. I think that's good for now. Okay, and he'll also explore in any direction. Now again, I don't care for planets. If we find one, good. If we don't, that works too. So he's gonna explore for me. So now we have 3 ships exploring and 1 ship mining. For planet improvements, these are a big deal because you can only have 1 planet. So these planet improvements are going to be forever. So we're just going to go ahead and just grab all of them, and we're going to keep them for the rest of the game. So we're just going to go ahead and grab them. It doesn't really matter what order. So we're just going to grab them in any order. And right now our science is bad, and we get science through fighting. So I do want to kill the next thing we find to upgrade our science. For technology, is up to you, I would say. Because we can't colonize, we really don't need to go down. So for Hissho, all this stuff down here, we don't need. So everything towards down here, we don't need any of it because we're not a science faction. So I would like to get mining. Let's unlock that. And we could unlock talking. Talking's fine. And any planet upgrade. We really want any planet upgrade because we only have 1. So anything that says system improvement, you see there it says system improvement. We want to grab all of those because for Hissho it's a big deal. So let's just go ahead and grab every system improvement, and that'll be our turn 1. Now I'm just going to explore until we find our next empire and most likely attack it. In a couple turns we can activate Obsidian Eagle. So let's just explore the map. Okay, there's a black hole I was talking about. We can't benefit off them until we get a science Behemoth. So yeah, we're just gonna explore our map, and whatever happens, happens. Now, if Cravers, you can spam at the start of the game, and that's what makes them different. With Hissho, you can't really spam. Oh yeah, one thing I want to mention is when you take out a planet, you get bad publicity, but with Hissho, you actually get a big reward. So the more planets you destroy, the bigger your reward. Now we got a quest. Build 2 ships that are upgraded. That's not too hard, I guess. That one's doable. Assimilate 1 new minor faction. That one's pretty easy. Both of these are pretty easy. This one will take a while. This one we can do instantly. So I guess we'll do this one. This will take like 10 turns. This one we can do at the start of the game. So let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, we unlocked Obsidian Eagle, and we're just gonna go ahead and pop that down. This will give us industry bonus. And we have to mine again, I think. Nope. Okay. So again, we're just gonna look for our nearest empire, and that's the only thing that matters. I'm actually gonna skip curiosities. As Hissho, you don't benefit off of curiosities, so I'm actually just gonna skip these. I'm not gonna explore my nearby area. I just want to find the next empire, and that's it. That's my only goal. Now, if Hissho are really bad at talking, so what I'm gonna do is hack. If we hack, talking will be a lot easier. Okay, we got a mining upgrade, and we'll put that on later. So we are gonna hack. I'm gonna do defense first. There we go. And the next empire we find, we're gonna hack it. So right now we have a bonus to industry. So now we can spam if we want. So let's go ahead and spam while this eagle thing is active. We can spam our military out, and this will make attacking the next guy a lot easier. Alright, so this is the next empire. We're gonna do the quest first. We're gonna go ahead and get this quest done. So where is this empire? Up here. So we're gonna go ahead and hack it. And as you notice, this bar is filling without me doing anything. So what we could do is actually do nothing, and the quest will finish. But I'm gonna go ahead and hack it to speed up the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this button here, and this button here, and we're just gonna go ahead and hack it. This will give us a small. This is a very small speed boost. There we go. In 11 turns, we can get the quest done. And we can go ahead and get the curiosities. Now, Hissho don't really care about curiosities, but I'm going to do it anyways. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and stay here and get all the curiosities, even though it doesn't really benefit me. And I'm hoping there's another empire. So we just have to get lucky. And maybe we get 2 empires at the start of the game. Now this is very luck. You know. Okay. Yeah, so this is very, very luck based. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do, I do want efficient shielding. Let's go ahead and grab that. Efficient shielding is a big deal. Okay, so it looks like we only have 1 empire in our system. So for the quest, we're just gonna have to we're gonna be friends with these guys, and then maybe attack them later on to get the military bonus. So this spaceship here can't do anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I'm gonna send it home. But there we go. We explored our map. And when we do attack something, you'll notice our science will skyrocket. So right now we have about 40 science, but when we fight, it'll jump up to like 200. Right now we have 40, and when we attack something, it'll go to 400. So right now we'll get our curiosities. I would say skip the curiosities and then come back. Get them later. Alright. But yeah, with the Hissho, as soon as you can, you want to leave your system and go to the next system and try to find a major empire. And you can talk to them or fight it, but you want to do something. Now, during the election, I think we will switch factions. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this law. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this military law, and we're gonna switch to something else. We can switch to a religious faction. Religious sounds pretty good, or we could switch to, well, really anything. Right now, this law is doing nothing, so we need to switch this law out and become a different faction, if that makes sense. That's pretty much the Hissho guide. I think pretty soon I'll go ahead and talk about the Behemoth guide. So pretty soon I'm gonna end the Hissho section of the video, and I'll go ahead and talk about. I'll go ahead and start the. I'll go ahead and start the Behemoth section. So let's see here. Okay, never mind. Okay, when I talk about Behemoths, I'm going to show you a different load file. I'm going to show you a different game I was playing with. Oh yeah, because we're spamming out ships right now, this will make curiosities very easy. Because of our plus 50% industry, we can spam out ships very quickly. So right now, we actually have 3 already. We can use these 3 ships to go ahead and get our curiosities going. So let's go ahead and do that. And then when we're done getting our curiosities, we're gonna hover over this planet and eventually attack them. We do have enough influence to talk to them, and we do have talking unlocked. So let's go ahead and talk to them. And I just want to get the quest done. I don't really care about all this. There's a bunch of words here. I just want to get the quest done. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to them. Now, for other factions, I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack them. This is the only one I'll talk to. The rest I'll just attack. So yeah. Okay. I think in a couple turns we can do their quest. Okay, we got pirates. Pirates we're gonna have to farm. So you can see right here, 11 turns. And every time we attack, we get science. So in 11 turns, we'll get about 200 science when we attack them. So we want pirates as Hissho. We actually want these guys to spawn. Okay. Hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. Okay. So I'm just gonna stay here for a long time until this planet gets hacked, which is right here right now. It's gonna get hacked in 6 turns, which is gonna be a while. So really, I can't do anything for 6 turns. But yeah. So right now I'm hacking this planet just to make this quest go a little bit, just a little bit faster. And we also unlock our military ship next turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit end turn. There we go. And now we unlocked our military ship. And we could do the other quest, which was 300 shield. By making this ship, it should have 300 shield. So that's 2 ways to do the quests. We're gonna go ahead and just focus on system improvements, and I think 4 ships at the start of the game is plenty. So I'm actually not gonna do military, because I think 4 ships is plenty. We will grab this. This will make every spaceship better. We're gonna go ahead and grab this. We don't need survival suits right now. What I'm looking for is anything that has system improvements. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. That has a system improvement. Anything with a system improvement, that's what I want. And I guess we'll go ahead and start grabbing these. Not for colonizing, but for the system improvement. And there you go. I think that's a good guide on how to play them. And we will mine again. So we're just gonna go ahead and mine. We're just gonna keep mining this one. And you'll notice our rocks go up. So we're getting rocks and science every time we do it. Now if we look at our spaceship, oh, we can't edit it. I was gonna say if we can edit it, we can actually add more probes. Okay, so we see all these system improvements. This is very important for Hissho, so we want a lot of these. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab all these system improvements, and with our plus 50% industry, we can grab these very easily. And we do have our first military ship unlocked. So you can see right there it has 300 shield, and that would have finished the quest if you chose the other one, the other path. So now we can make military ships, and this should easily kill the pirates. So now pirates are not an issue. I can click on this ship here. If I click on this ship and it comes out, pirates are not an issue anymore. I can just kill them forever. And as Hissho, again, more pirates is good. So I think that's a good start for Hissho. As you go on further in the game, you really just want to find your first empire and kill it, because you are a military faction. But peace is an option for Hissho. You can peace whoever you want. Now if Hissho, you really want to stick to neutral areas so you can mine it. So for Hissho, planets that are not controlled are the ones you actually want the most. And yeah. How long will this take? 5 turns or so. I'm gonna go ahead and hit end turn. Let's see. Okay, we can now farm these pirates. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and spawn camp them. And if I hit end turn here, okay. As you can see here, our hack is almost done. And when this hack is done, we can speed up this friendship thing, and then we'll get a quest, and then we'll go ahead and do the quest. Now the quest can be easy, the quest can be hard. I can't really make a guide about that. I can't really give you a tutorial on the quest. But yeah, you just want to keep doing this. You want to make spaceships. You want to grab all the system improvements. You want a lot of honor. You want to spend that honor. And honor is your happiness. Happiness is replaced with honor. So right now we have 72 honor, and really that's 72 happiness. And yeah. Now we can expand if if we get what is it called? We actually can expand if we get, what is it? One of these. There we go. Right here. Culture and verdicts. We can actually get, if we get culture and verdicts, we can expand. But as you can see here, it's all the way over here, which is expensive. But we can expand once we get culture and verdicts. But that's gonna take a while. The next thing I would say is you really want to grab this right here. This will upgrade your mining. This will speed it up. And this will unlock the power to make Behemoths. And as Hissho, unlocking Behemoths is really easy for you. Another thing I want to mention is the hero. If we look at the hero here, the hero has Behemoth secrets. And with Behemoth secrets, making a Behemoth is even easier as Hissho. So it's going to be a long time before we unlock this. But if we click on this button, Behemoths will be even easier to make. So if you put all this together, Behemoths are super easy to make with the Hissho. And I think I'm going to end it there for the Hissho section. But I can go back and talk about... I'm going to go ahead and start the Behemoth section of the video. Okay. So quit. I'm going to end the Hissho section. I think I said everything I can. I'm going to go ahead and load this one up. Now in this file, I have all the Behemoths upgraded. I'll talk when it's loaded. When it's loaded, I'll start talking. Okay, there's gonna be a lot to talk about. Okay. So this is a game where if I hit end turn, it's over. I won. Okay. So this is a science Behemoth. These guys can take advantage of black holes and so on. So this is a science Behemoth. You see here, plus 480 science. Now this is totally random. Sometimes you get a nebula, sometimes you don't, right? So this is 100% random. But as you can see here, if I make the science Behemoth and if I put it here, I get plus, let's just say 500 science and make it even. So that's pretty good. Just by making this, I have plus 500 science. And this is a Citadel. This is a upgraded Behemoth. So there's a lot to talk about. If I go to the unlock section, and this is like, yeah, churn 300. This is churn 300, so I got pretty much everything unlocked. Okay, so this unlocks all Behemoths. Science, military, and mining. This unlocks Citadel. This is a defense resource upgrade. And really this is an evolution of the mining one. The mining one evolves into a Citadel. A Citadel is just a pure defense upgrade. And Citadels look like this. It gives you about plus 800 defense. And you can upgrade that twice, I think. And that gives you 3000 defense. So this right here will give you about 3000 defense, give or take. So science gives you plus 500 science. The science Behemoth. The Citadel one gives you about 2,000 defense, give or take. Now this will break eventually, but 2,000 defense is pretty good. And then we have the military Behemoths, which are, if I find them, I would have to physically find them. That's the science one. What is this? Economy? Economy. So this is a mining Behemoth, and I have the, here we go. So I have the mining Behemoth, and I can hit this button here. So you see this shield over here? This big flashy shield? If I hit this button here, this triangle, and then click on Citadel, it'll transform into a shield. But I will lose the power to mine. And I know I have other Behemoths running around. There we go. So this is a Juggernaut. This is a Juggernaut. And this is like your overpowered... this is kind of a game ender. This is a very overpowered ship that can kill basically anything in the game. And I'll go ahead and show you this. So right now, as you can see there, it does 84,000 damage. So my Juggernaut right now does 84,000 damage, and this can be upgraded several times. This is not the max. It can probably reach 300,000 damage. So I want to talk about the Juggernaut real quick. So it starts out with the ability to attract gunfire. So when you make this, all gunfire will start to shoot it. And this is really good. You can put this in an army, and all the bullets will go towards this. And this thing is basically invincible. It's not invincible, but it's pretty close. But yeah, Juggernaut, what it does is it draws bullets towards you, which is what you want. And now your army of spaceships can now attack freely. So really, you don't have to worry about defense ships anymore. All you need is offense ships. There's defense ships and there's offense ships. And once you create this, you can stop making defense ships and start focusing more and more on offense ships. And the last ship, the last Behemoth to talk about, is the Obliterator. So this is the Obliterator. It says all its damage is focused into one blast. And the only thing the Obliterator does is destroy stars. And that's it. It's the only thing it can do, and nothing else. So if you want to destroy a star, which of course kills everyone, if you want to kill everyone, this is it. And something to mention is this shield bounces off the star gun. So Citadel actually counters the Obliterator, if that makes sense. And the Juggernaut is just a fighter. It just flies around and fights things. It flies around, kills everything. It's a fighter. So the only thing the Obliterator does is destroy stars. If you want to destroy stars, this is a if you can't break someone's defense, this is what you need. This is a game ender. So yeah, you got a star gun, pretty good. Juggernaut does 80,000 damage, which can be even raised higher. And Citadel is like 6,000, or no, it's about 3,000 defense. Normally, it's 1,000 defense. If you play the game normally, it's 1,000 defense. This shield has about 2,000 defense. And I can even show you that. If I click on my shield guy, so right now I have 3,000 defense, and that's because United Empire has a defense boost. You can see right here, that's my shield, which says 900. It says 900, but I can upgrade it even more. I can keep adding layers. I can add layers to the shield, and it will double. So right now I have about 4,000 defense, and at maximum I can probably go up to towards 6,000 defense. I think 6,000 defense is probably the limit. But you can go even higher if you have certain aliens. Like there's this reptile alien that gives you defense bonus, and if your planet is just full of reptiles, you'll get another defense bonus on top of it. And let's say you have Sisters of Mercy or Vultures. Vultures have another defense bonus on top of that. So really, this could probably max out at around 9,000 defense. And like I said, if you play the game normally, the normal number is 1,000, and you can probably get it all the way up to 9,000 if you play your cards right. So this right here is the Citadel. I spent a Behemoth to get this. And you do keep the... One thing I want to mention about the Behemoth is you do keep the plus 10 resources. So all my planets right now have plus 10 resources. If I look at my resources right now, I have 4,000 industry per turn, which is pretty good, I think. I have 4,000 industry every turn, about 2,000 science every turn. I think that's pretty solid. But yeah, each planet keeps the plus 10 industry boost, and I have about 4,000 industry per turn, and that's just for this planet here. If I look at my other planets, over here, don't I have two of them? No, I thought I had two citadels. Yeah, I got a second citadel. So this one here has 1,000 industry, 700 food. It's got 2,000 defense, and it's got 400 science per turn. So that's pretty good, I think. That's my resources per turn. And this is 3 planets. I can have 5. If I have 5, that number would be even higher, right? It'd be like 50% higher. So if I had 2 more planets, really this could be like 2,000 industry per turn, right? So I think that's the short version of how to do Behemoths. Now if you want the mining upgrade, you have to go into ship editing. You have to go here. You have to go into ship editing. And this one here, so this one here says Deep Miner 2, not Deep Miner 1. So this is a mining upgrade, and you have to slap this on manually. If you slap this on manually, your mining will go up. So that's how you upgrade your mining, and that's how the economic Behemoth works. Same thing for science. The science Behemoth and the economic Behemoth are pretty much the same. So as you can see here, I have science 2. So if I want better science, I put the second one on, not the first one. So that's pretty easy to explain, right? The second one is better than the first one. And that's pretty much how Behemoths work. That's how you upgrade them. And Behemoth are shared by all factions. That's something I should mention. I do want to mention, if you're a pacifist, it's much harder to unlock them than, let's say, a military faction. Military factions can unlock Behemoths a lot faster than a pacifist faction. So I do think military factions have an edge when it comes to this. Okay. I think I'm going to end the video there. I am exhausted from talking so much. Hopefully this was easy to follow, and thank you for watching. If you are confused by any part of this, let me know, and I'll probably do hacking the next video. The next video can be a hacking video. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. That's it for this. Bye.